Hello guys, welcome to all of you. How are you all? Topic is what? Today our topic is the fundamental unit of seal. And what is the seal? Did you listen the name before? Then what is the seal? What is the work of seal? Where you found the seal and how the seal is made up of? Just remember ki, do you ever think what is the seal? What is the work of seal? Where the found of seal? Which part? Where you find the seal? And which organism or which product can help to find out the seal and which is the made up of? Today we will discuss about the seal. That how the cell is important to building a living organism. What? How can cell contribute in the helping of the building and nature of a living organism? How can a cell help in that? You can see the word is that fundamental. What is the fundamental? The basic unit. What? The basic unit we can see the smaller part of making an organism. We can see if you are making a pizza, that the mandatory part is you need a pizza base. That's why that after that you have a pizza base. After that you can make a pizza. This is the how. If you have the cell, you can make any kind of living organism by its cell. This is your fundamental unit. Okay, fundamental just like is your basic unit. Got basic unit. So your cell is your basic unit. Now what is the work of cell? If there is no cell in any kind of living organism, that time the organism can survive or not. Supposedly, if anyone, just like assume just a frog, which this is frog. What it? Just remember, just assume. Don't think this is actually frog. Supposedly this is frog. Just imagine this frog don't have any kind of cell in their body. Then how can he survive? He survives or not? I don't think so, because if there is no any kind of cell are present in their body, then how can we survive? Because cell is just a structural unit also. Because cell is a structural unit also of a living organism. Because cell can help in the formation of a new living organism, new living body. But cell only contribute in the living organism, not in the non-living. What I'm trying to say, that cell is always help in the living organism. It doesn't help the non-living organism. Just suppose I'm saying that this is a pen, then if I say that this pen is contributing and making another pen, is it possible? Did you ever see that a pen is reproducing and processing the same kind of pen again? No, this is not possible. But when we can see if there is a cat, okay, cat and dog in your house. Supposedly you have a pet dog. Then the pet dog is just contribute and to produce individually. Then he produce a puppy. What? He produced a puppy. When a dog reproduction with the another dog, then what did he do? He produced another puppy. Okay. You see. Seal. What is the seal? Firstly, let me tell what will we discuss in this chapter. What is the introduction? Let me tell you about that. In this, we will discovery and history of seal. Everyone's not that if we found any kind of new thing, there is some main scientist and the special scientist who find out about it, who discovery about it and tell us about it. What is his discovery? What is the new he found in that? So here is the if seal. You name the listen. Did you listen that what is the seal? Firstly, there is a many primitive areas when people don't know about the seal. When there is, we can say a famous scientist. Just think about like this. Just he was sitting like this and he was thinking, yeah, how can we humans are made up of? How can we guys are made up of? What is the? Is it possible that some angels come from the heaven and bring a baby and living organism on the earth? Is it possible? Actually, this is just a story. It's just a story. It's not a natural fact. The natural fact is your body is made up of cell. Then here is the scientists we will discuss about that. That how will be discovery and history of the cell. Now, as I told you, this is sale. Then there is the many type of sale we can see now. Because if you love the pizza and you go in the Domino's, you can see there is a many varieties of the pizzas. You can see now. Tell me the varieties of pizza. Yeah, we can say that what is the type of pizza. How many types of pizza you guys have. So that's why we can say how many type of cells are there present in the human body. We can see that if how many types of pizza are there. So we can say that how many types of cell are present in the human body. Got it? We will discuss about the plasma membrane. Let me shortly introduce you about that. That plasma membrane is just a this is your cell, and the outer structure of the cell. This is we call cell membrane. What? This is we call cell membrane. Yeah, we can say that plasma membrane as well. Then what is plasma membrane? It's just the outer structure of any cell who protects the cell. We see the banana. Okay, everyone knows what is banana. Then what is the banana's function? You can see here is the banana, your white structure, which you eat. Okay, this is your white structure. You know, everyone knows there is a yellow color. Exactly. Wait a second. Okay. You can see this is the yellow structure outer the banana. That part we don't guys eat. Okay? Just like this is your yellow structure we guys don't eat. This is what is this? This is the part of which we protect the white boundary. What? We protect which protect the white boundary so that we can save in that yellow one. Okay. So is this light? This is the seal. And the cell membrane is just protecting the cell from the outer surface. Okay, the cell membrane, what is the cell membrane is doing? The cell membrane is covering the cell from the outer surface. Got it? Cytoplasm. What is cytoplasm? Plasm, just remember that the name of plasm means it is telling about that the liquid form. Okay, plasma means just a liquid form. So, in the cell, this is your proper cell. Here you found the this kind of liquid. You will found some kind of liquid. This is liquid what we call, this is the cytoplasma. That liquid which we found enter the cell. What? That liquid we found enter the cell. What is that? Is the cytoplasm. Okay, now what is nucleus? Nucleus is the main center part of your cell. So suppose this is your cell. Okay. Some kind of center molecules present are there. This is we call nucleus. We said that cell is mandatory for every human, for living organism. How? Because sometimes it happens like we can say when two humans are or two living organisms are coming near, then their gametes we can see, then their formation. They guys are giving their cells to formate a new living organism. What? They both are giving their cells to formate a new organism. We can say that if I am a children of my parents, okay, so how will we identify that? We will do the DNA test and etc. Then what is we found in the DNA, so we can identify that I am the daughter of that parents, that particular parents. This is why, because every individual sends a nucleus in the next generation. Suppose my parents send me their nucleus. What? My parents send me their nucleus in me. So that can find that I have the same nucleus as same to my parents. I have the same nucleus is the same of my parents. Okay. There is a cell division because a single cell can divide it into the multi-cell. So we can discuss about that what is cell division. How can a single cell divided into the multiple cells? Okay. Eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells. Eukaryotic cells, I am talking about the current cell which we found. This is very toxic form of cell. Eukaryotic cell is just current cell which we found in the nowadays. And the prokaryotic is one the previous cell. For some ages ago, you can see that some years ago, which kind of cells are found that we call prokaryotic cell. Got it? Now, what is the cell? A cell is defined as the smallest basic unit of life that is responsible for all of life's process. What is the definition is saying? A cell is defined as the smallest. Cell is just smallest. You can't see it by the nude eyes. You can't see the cell by your nude eyes. What? If cell is very smallest part, the cell is very smallest part of a human body. This is very small and we can't see that by our nude eyes. We can only see by the help of microscope. Basic unit of life. This is your basic unit life. If there is no cell, you can't make any kind of living organism. What? If there is no cell, you can't make any kind of living organism. Sometimes, suppose this is your pen. Actually, this is your pen, and there is no any kind of cell. No any kind of cells are present in this pen. That's why this is non-living pen. Otherwise, look at me. I'm just living organism. You can see I'm just living organism. I have the multiple cells in my body. That's why they are formatting the new organism and etc. works they are performing in my body. That's why I'm just living. And that is the responsible for all of life's process. And what? This is the responsible for all of life process. The life process is only conducting by the cell. If there is no cell, there is no life, there is no living organism. Just remember that. Cells are the structural, functional, and biological units of all living beings. Just I told you, cells are structural. Cells are the structure, very minute structure. As I told you, we can't see it by our nude eyes. What I told you, the cell is very smallest unit, very structural. Their structure is very complex, but still that is very small. We can see the micro size of a small size. We can't see it by our nude eyes. Okay, this is your functional unit because there is no cell. In the lack of cell, in the absence of cell, we can't make any kind of formation of the living organism. If suppose there is no cell, then you can make a pen. You can't make a pen. You can't make a mouse, etc. Because this is non-living. You can see this is the chair where I'm sitting. This is also non-living because there are no cells. So when there is no cells, no any kind of living organism can formation. And the biology units also, because as I told you that I'm actually clone copy of my parents. I'm just copy of my parents. Did you know that like Xerox copy, like the Xerox copy? This is the actual original copy of the particular first one copy. This is like the biological copies. I'm just copy of my parents because my parents sent their cells. My parents sent me their cells in my body. That's why I'm just their biological units also. And you can see I'm just a copy of my parents. A cell can replicate itself independently. A cell can replicate. A cell can replicate itself because as I told you that here is the first cell. This cell is automatically divided into the multiple cell because it has a generation power. It has some magical power. Every cell has a magical power so that they can continuously divide it. He can replicate fastly and quickly. As they are known as the building block of life. Because there is no cells, there is no life. What? There is no cells, then there is no life. That's why we can say building blocks of cell. Now here is some diagram. You can see this is your some worker. What he is doing? He is making a building. He is making a building. How can he make the building? You can see there is a brick. You can see a brick. After that he putting some cement. Then is also a brick. After that he is putting some cement. Then brick. After that cement. Now what is the work he is doing? He is just making a building. He is just making a wall. Is standing a wall. How can he? If there is no brick, suppose there is no any kind of brick, then how can is it possible that he can stand a wall? Is it possible? Suppose you are making a new home. You are just shifting in the new place, and the work is start at your new place. for the formation of the new house. Okay, then is it possible, like there is no brick in your house and you can stand up a building? Is it actually possible? I don't think so that is possible. If possible, just please tell me about it. Got it? So this is the same rules apply on this cell portion. Just like you can see, there is many kind of cell: intestinal cell, blood cell, brain cell, liver cell, and muscle cells. These all cells are doing the same work, but with a different function and different structure, you can see, because this is blood cell, this is intestinal cell, brain cell, liver cell, muscle cell. These are different cell. Every cell is a different cell, but they all are doing helping in the formation of a human body. These are all different kind of cell combining and making a living organism by the contributing their roles. What these all kind of cells are contributing their roles in making a living organism. This is a classification of cell. You can see the first one is plasma membrane. You can see, as I told you, the outer layer of the cell is what is? That is plasma membrane. Protoplasm, we will discuss it on the upcoming videos. Okay. You can see the first one is discovery and history. What I told you, if you found some kind of new things, you can see now that who find out this, who discovered this, who made up of this. Everyone find big names. Just sometimes it happens like you found the new phone. Okay. Who will? Where is the made of the phone? Some says this is made of China and this is made of India. This is the how the seal. Who find out about the seal? Who find out about the seal? Then discovery in the history of the seal. That who find out about the seal and tell us about the seal. That you are just a building blocks. The cell is just maintaining your body formation. Because of cell, your body formation is continuously running. The term cell was first coined in 1665. Just remember this year, 1665, by a British scientist. Actually, the scientist is living in the British. Robert Hooke. Just remember the name, Robert Hooke. What is the scientist? The scientist of the Robert Hooke, who is living in the British, and in the area in the year of 1665, he found out about the seal. He was the first person to study living things under a microscope and examined a thin slice of cork under a microscope and observed honeycomb-like structures. Okay, the first person is the Robert Hooke, who is just study on the living things. Everything is just living. Look, we guys are all humans are just living organisms. Animals also are living organisms. We can see now he can travel, he can breathe, he can reproduction, he can excrete, he can respiration. Everything animal can do, and plants as well also. Plants also can do that kind of all the functions. He was the first person to study living things under a microscope and examined a thin slice of cork under a microscope. Okay, what he did, he find out that under the microscope he put some kind of seal. What he said, the seal is divided into the cork-like structure. You can see this is the cork-like structure. This is like this. Thin slice of cork under microscope, and you can see the scientists found is that this is the honeycomb-like structure. Everyone knows that what is honeycomb. Where we got honey. This is a honeycomb-like structure we found when he put cell under the microscope. What did the Robert Hooke did? That he keep some kind of cells under the microscope. What did he see? That he said that just like the cells which is he put under the microscope, he is looking like a honeycomb-like structure. Honeycomb-like structure. You can see honeycomb is just a boxes type of structure. Robert Hooke called this structure as cells. He said that this is the cell, the honeycomb-like structure which is dividing into multiple parts. This is the cell. This is a Robert Hooke. You can see the handsome young man, and this is the cork cell. You can see this is divided into the multiple parts. This is the multiple parts. This is the cork cells, and this is microscope where we put the cells and find out about what is the structure of cell. When he put some kind of things under the microscope, what did he see? He said there's some kind of cork-like structure, the boxes type of structure under the microscope. Got it? Soon after, Robert Hooke discovered seals in the cork. After some time, Robert Hooke, the man who is find out about the seal, he put some seals under the microscope. And what did he see? That this is a honeycomb like structure. Okay? After that, the Anton Wayne Leeuwenhoek. What and the next scientist is the Anton Wayne Leeuwenhoek in Holland. He is living in Holland. Made their important discoveries using a microscope. He also tell about there is kind of discoveries. He also told us that his discovery is very new, very adventurous discovery. Look, Leeuwenhoek made his own microscope lens. When Leeuwenhoek is discovering about the seal, he said that this microscope is very low quality. I need my own microscope. So they started working firstly on the microscope. So they made their own microscope. That is very advanced kind of microscope which he made. That is very advanced type of microscope, and he was so good at it that his microscopes were more powerful than other microscope of that day. So we can see that they have a advanced microscope according to that time, because he only accordingly selfly made that kind of microscope, that this is the advanced microscope. In fact, Leeuwenhoek's microscope was almost as strong as modern light microscope. Leeuwenhoek's microscope was very modern as compared to the strong our temporary microscope. We can see that Leeuwen's microscope was almost as strong as compared to the modern light microscope, because he selfly made it now. He put some kind of adventures and he made it the microscope. Using his microscope, Leeuwenhoek was the first person to observe human cell and bacteria. The firstly who saw the cell by continuously, and the bacteria also, who was the man, that was a Leeuwenhoek, because he has the advanced microscope. Because of that advanced microscope, he put some advanced theories and discoveries. Okay? By the early 18th, scientists has observed the cells of many different organisms. By the 80s, scientists has observed the cells of many different organisms. If there is a many kind of organism, otherwise there is many kind of cells also present in that particular organism. This observation led two German scientists named Theodor Schwarzmann and the Matthias Jakob Schleiden. Okay, the name of the scientist, to propose that cells are the basic building blocks of the all living things. As I told you, where we found the structure that without brick we can't make any kind of building and any kind of wall. Okay, without brick we can't make any kind of building. Just like that, without cell we can't make any kind of living organism. That's why we can see the basic building blocks of living organism, what that is cell. Around 1850s, a German doctor named Rudolf Virchow was studying cells under a microscope when he happened to see them dividing and forming new cells. Before 1850, everyone fights about the cell, that this is the cell and this is a bacteria. But around 1850, Mr. Virchow find out that how the cell is dividing. He see that this is dividing into from one to another one. He is dividing from 1 to 2 or multiple cells. है ना? Just like we can told you, the German doctor, Virchow was study under the cell under the microscope. What did he see? That cell is dividing into the multiple parts. Yeah, just like this is the single cell. It is divided into the multiple cells. Okay, the single cell is divided into the multiple cell. The Virchow see is by the new dyes in the help of microscope. He realized that living cell produce neo cells through division. What did he see? He see that one cell is dividing and forming the multiple cells. Based on this realization, Virchow proposed that living cells arise only from the living one. Only based on this invention, Virchow proposed that living cells arise only from the living ones. As I told you, this pain can't produce any kind of another pain because these don't have the cells. So we can see if any kind of living cells, just example of dog, cat, cow, horse. These all are the living organisms. Animals also, tree also, and the human also. These all are the living organisms. They guys are giving their cell in the upcoming generation. And what happens? The living one can made up of the living ones. The idea of all three scientists, Shachwan, Schledin, and Virchow, the three scientists, as I told you, the three scientists, led to cell theory, which is one of the fundamental theories underlying all of biology. Cell theory states that all organisms are made of one or more cells. We can see some organisms are made up of by single cell, and still some kind of animals which is made upon of the more cells, which can be modified by the multiple cells. All the life functions of organisms occur within cell. Life functions are within founding in the cell. If there is no cells, your life are not possible, and your life is not possible. You can't function the life. All cells come from already existing. If there is already presenting any kind of cell, then new cells will come, and this is also formatting the new cell. The next fragment of the original cell theory was put into view in 1855 by Rudolf Virchow, who established that omnicellulose acellula, which deciphers coarsely from Latin to cells, only arises from another cells. The word of Latin which we used here, cellulose acellula, that omnis word, which is said that only cells is arising from the another cell. We can't say that an angel is coming from the heaven and he is giving all of the one cell. This is not possible. The only living organisms have modified the cells. Hope you all guys are understood very well. Thank you.